What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my team career for the Chinese Grand Prix today. Now we're just selecting a sponsor, and actually I saw a very nice sponsor there. Just have to beat the team that is higher up in the R&D chart, which is actually AlphaTauri, which is pretty good because they're behind us in the constructors, and just putting on a major engine power, which will be here for, well, Monaco of all places. But going into qualifying for my first qualifying lap, now it was actually raining, as you can see, and of course I have a dry setup because it's dry for the race. So going from turn 1, understeering so much, and into turn 2, very slow. It was very treacherous.
We anticipate an end to this rain in around 5 minutes. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
I was hoping that maybe I could get 2 runs on the soft when it eventually dried up, because it had shown that it was going to dry, and Jeff gave me a bit of confirmation on that. And through turn 8, just so much understeer. Get a little bit squashed out of turn 10, a little bit of a cut there. That is me checking my recording, because I've lost a lot of recording from that. Way too much. Coming through turn 13, a little bit of oversteer on the exit, but still getting a reasonable run through.
Looks like the weather is going to dry up in about 5 minutes.
Again asking Jeff, and he actually says 5 minutes until the rain will dry, which will give me about 10 minutes of soft running, hopefully. Very nice to do the last corner there, if I say so myself, and coming across the line for a 1:45.2. Not a very good lap, but in the wet, pretty good. Max Verstappen though instantly beating it. Move on to my fastest qualifying lap. Now, this was a bit of an interesting one because I saw Max Verstappen go out on the soft tyres, so I thought, wonderful, I'll go on the softs myself. But it was still very greasy on the track, so I was going a little bit slow. And I know that I'm going to be quicker, softs definitely are the way to go at the moment. But the racing line is still very greasy, and if I go off the racing line, it's, well, Slippersaurus pretty much. Become a Slippersaurus Rex. And I saw people coming out of the pits on the mini-map, so I just slowed down a little bit there, because I really don't want to have people catching me out on the pits, because if I do, then I'm stuffed really, because it's going to be my only lap. There's only 3 minutes left on the clock, and there's no time for me to get 2 runs in. Already you can see a long way up, and it's only a straight. Coming into turn 1, it is really incredible to see that much time being gained. And actually our teammate in front of us, of course, on his out lap. Little bit of a cut there, again, recording. And actually really starting to close up on our teammate. I was getting a little bit concerned that I might meet him in the middle of a corner, because that would be bad. It'd give me a lot of dirty air. Although if I meet him on the straight, there'll be no complaints here, because slipstream, yes please. And Max Verstappen setting the fast lap. He's the only other one on a hot lap, so not really surprising. And Schumacher giving us a lot of dirty air and no benefit on the straight, so definitely losing some time there. Coming into the hairpin, going a little bit deep, taking a little bit of a lock up, but still getting a decent run through. And through the last corner, the entry was okay, but the exit wasn't, and sitting a 1:37.6. Not the worst lap, but definitely not the best. and just skipping forward, I had to do a whole lap in low fuel mode. You haven't seen pain until you've done a whole lap in low fuel mode. And it seems my gamble definitely did not pay off. We qualified P21, which is not good at all.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Bottas, Albon and Lewis Hamilton. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to
And
join
actually
us
Max
again for Lights
Verstappen,
Out
the one
tomorrow.
that was beaten by us by 0.3 of a second, but not too much. And now we get a chance to pick our rival. And if you've watched the first episode, you'll know who I'm choosing. Of course it's Lando Norris. He's the one that broke my front wing on the last lap of the Grand Prix. So I'm very spiteful of him, so I'll happily take him as my rival. Even though he has definitely got a quicker car, and he's quite definitely a better driver than me. That can definitely be said.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before the braking zone of turn 14. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Alexander Albon lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, and Sainz, Vettel, Norris, Kvyat, and Lance Stroll, Leclerc, Perez, Romain Grosjean, and Magnussen, Latifi, Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Mick Schumacher, Ocon, Raikkonen, Thomas, and Max Verstappen completes the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So we're going for a medium hard here. Maybe not something that I usually go for, although I don't expect to have that poor of a qualifying. And I was trying to see if I could maybe stretch it to a medium soft, because that would definitely be a lot better than a medium hard. But the game said no. I probably could have, but it wouldn't have been very fun to watch, just me crawling around at about 80 miles an hour. That definitely wouldn't have been fun to watch. And it definitely feels a long wait, waiting for everyone else to go for the formation lap. It's not something I experience too much. I'm usually pretty good in qualifying.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap.
So I'm running 98 AI on this race, considering how bad of a qualifying I had. And also I'm not really good at China. So that's another layer of it. Just like an ogre, it's got layers. I'm going to skip most of the formation lap because it's pretty much tyre saving, like I said, just driving around at 80 miles an hour. Except of course when the game brings you back up, you get to go at 69 miles an hour. Don't know if that was intentional or not. But if it was, then whoever put that in Thank you. Now get ready for the lights, and here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go. Not a very good start for me. I'm usually pretty good on my starts, but still managing to get right in the second phase. And also Ocon. Look at Mick Schumacher. Look down the inside, but Kimi Raikkonen lunges back at us. We give Ocon a little bit of a nudge and go round the outside through turn 2, taking about 4 cars. Battling George Russell. He's got us pinned on the inside as we come through turn 3. He's got the better traction though. Maybe use a bit of overtake just to try and get close to him. Go for the move down the inside. Didn't really want to go for too much lunge. Get Latifi as well. He locks up. Well, actually, Latifi gets us back. He locks up going into the corner. Going through turn 7. Really chasing after Latifi. Have a look round the outside through turn 8 and go down the inside for turn 9. Bit of a poor exit though out of turn 10. And George Russell has another look at us, but we've got a bit more engine power this time. Although he has a look at us down the inside of turn 11. A lot short shifting through turn 13. We get a little bit squirmish out on the exit. Going round the outside at the hairpin. Don't get him, but we are straighter earlier, but don't get as good traction out the corner. We have got the inside for the last corner and just about squeezed through. That was very close. And now Kevin Magnussen, about a second away from us. He should be fairly easy pickings. We are definitely a midfield team. A little bit of a pause there. That's a recording check. Like I was saying, we're a midfield team. AlphaTauri is a little bit better. We haven't had an upgrade come in. Well, we have had an upgrade come in. We had one come in for Vietnam, but that was only a minor. We're only really getting minors in, although we have got, of course, that major engine power coming in from Monaco. I would prefer it to maybe be in for Spain, because it's Spain, but oh well. The trouble is, my engine, already at this point, and Jeff doesn't say anything about it until a lot later, but my engine is really starting to wear. Bit more confident through turn 13, but Magnussen seems to pull away on the straight there. Getting a lot of understeer through turn 1 and 2, maybe getting a, well, bit wide on the exit of turn 1. And I'm really trying to get into Magnussen's DRS because I really do want to pass him. I know I've got a better car, so I really should be making mincemeat of him. And having a look around the outside maybe, but understeering a little bit, but still having a look around the outside, but no, he pinches turn 3, so we end up not going forward move.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
And there's Jeff telling me that my engine is taking a bit of a power hit. Which, I mean, considering we've got a weak engine, and now we've got power issue problems, it's all going wrong. Although a very nice move on Magnussen into turn 9, same sort of move on Latifi.
Nice move. Good job.
And very nice through turn 13. Getting a lovely exit out of there. Now chasing down Perez. I'm not really too concerned about Magnussen. He does have my DRS, which isn't amazing, but he's not my main concern at the moment. Skipping on forward to lap 7, nothing really happened. I pretty much dropped Magnussen and gained overall about 4 tenths on Sergio Perez. A lot of people pitted. Other than that, nothing really happened. Although I will say, I do think I'm on superior strategy. I may have been bashing it a little bit at the start, but I think this might be the superior strategy because people are two-stopping, and I don't know how the hards feel. Well, of course I do, I've already recorded this. But at this point in time, I don't know how the hards feel, but my mediums are still feeling very spicy. Still got some spice in them. So I am still pretty confident in my strategy at this point. With DRS now powering after Sergio Perez. Still not really gaining much. Although getting very deep into turn 14. That's from some of the overspeed I had from being in the slipstream and with DRS. And through the last corner, entry was very nice, but got a little bit sideways on the exit. And now very close, looking at the inside, go for the move down the inside. We have got him, but he has another look back into turn 2. But we still keep the position. And now Lance Stroll 1.7 seconds ahead. But no, we take a very poor exit out of the corner. Now to go for another move. And Perez getting very oversteered, but then we oversteer into him. Check the front wing because I did make contact with his side pod. No, thankfully no front wing damage, and taking a lot of grass there. That's going to be a lot of work for the Chinese. Hope to get some children in on it. And getting a very nice entry and exit through the final corner using DRS on Perez, going this time for the outside, and he's still got his front wing there, but no, he backs out of it. But we've got a bit too much speed, using a bit of throttle there, trying to get the rear end spinning a little bit. Perez on the outside for turn 3, but get a bit of traction, and it seems like we've got him. But now Lance Stroll a bit further away, a little bit out of that, as you can see from the jostling of the steering wheel. But Lance Stroll, 2.8 seconds away. I'm thinking I might be with a chance of a podium here. I don't know where the leaders are, but I know that they're going to be two-stopping. And at the moment I think I've got pretty good pace, although I do pretty much spin there. First one way, then the other. And actually Albon, only 4.5 seconds away, and he's on softs. He was, I believe, the race leader before the round of pit stops. So, definitely not going to be challenging for the win. Given that he'll probably stop for either a set of mediums or a set of hards.
Seconds.
Getting a bit of a poor run through turn 7 there. And see yellow flags, don't know who that is for. And it's Kevin Magnussen, and that calls a virtual safety car. And I'm going to see it most of the virtual safety car because it's a virtual safety car. It's really the point in showing it. It's, like I said, a virtual safety car. And getting a very nice restart on the virtual safety car. Definitely gained some time on everyone else. I was only about also a tenth of what I could have been. I don't know what the AI usually are, but I'm usually pretty bad off VSCs. I'll usually lose 2 or 3 tenths to the AI, which is about 6 tenths of which I could have had.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
Bit of a poor exit out of turn 6 there. Although very nice through turn 7. We're going very wide through turn 8. My tyres are on 57% now, so lock up on the front left. I am set to be pitting next lap, which is obviously going to be nice. I know I said these tyres feel nice, which they do, and taking another lock up. But I wouldn't mind having some fresh tyres on. I can still drive on them. I could drive another 5-6 laps. But at that point, we're getting into puncture region. She's coming forward to my pit stop on lap 14. Nothing really interesting happened. I chased Lance Stroll. He didn't pit, I did. What can really be said?
Go, go, go.
Pretty cool pit stop from the lads. 2.7 seconds, and a group of 3 cars side by side through turn 1. Overall 5 cars going by us right there. I think most of them are on mediums. I can only see Leclerc and Sainz, which are definitely on mediums, as I can see. And asking how old his tyres are. 6 laps old. I don't know if that applies to everyone. They might have all pitted on different laps, but they might have put on the same lap, which could definitely be plausible. So I'm looking at around 6 lap old mediums, which for me were feeling pretty nice. Definitely wouldn't have minded fresh mediums at that point, but couldn't have them, could I? And getting a very nice exit out of turn 13. Definitely going to be getting some DRS. And Science looking to make a move. And actually gets Giovinazzi. And Leclerc looks for a move on Giovinazzi. We go 3 wide into the hairpin. I'm round the outside. Giovinazzi in the middle. And we end up getting Giovinazzi just about. But he does come back at the braking zone. But he does actually go into the pits. Now Verstappen looking on my looking on the outside of the corner. Actually using first gear to get round the corner. Verstappen putting his nose right alongside my rear tyre. I could not turn in at all. He gets past me. Check a recording there because I don't want to miss this. He's on my outside. Take a very nice entry, maybe not the best exit, and the Leclerc begins to pull away from me. And again, more Chinese kids are going to be needed, so there's going to be a lot more returfing needs to be done. Verstappen looking actually to go round my outside. And Leclerc, I'm actually out of Leclerc's DRS now. I'm really pushing to try and get back in there, because that's definitely keeping me in front of Verstappen. Take a bit of a liberty with the track limits, and I don't think I got a DRS there. I think it was about 1,000 of a second out of his DRS, and yep, no, I'm not getting DRS, which is just so annoying, because it definitely would help. I mean, I wouldn't mind an extra tenth on the car behind, and now Albon joining the fight. He's on medium tyres, actually surprisingly doing poorly as we take a very wide line through the last corner, trying to get DRS, so I broke very late. But yeah, Albon, surprisingly quite far back. I'm not stopping again, I'm on hard tyres and I'm going to the end. So if he is going to get any sort of a podium, he's definitely going to have to make his way through me, and I like my defensive driving. I like being annoying to people. And actually, a quarter of a second up in only the first sector. Really closing in on Leclerc. This dirty air is not helping me at all though. And taking a little bit of a lock up into turn 9. Verstappen now very close to me, looking for a move maybe down the inside. We managed to stick on the outside line though, and thankfully we get DRS on the next straight. Of course, Red Bull have got the same engine as us, so there's not going to be too much of an advantage there. Of course, they're going to be having a bit more of a streamlined car, and maybe running a bit of a lower front wing and rear wing, because I don't really have much front downforce. I've put on one upgrade, and it's only a minor, as 2 people, actually 3 people box in, and that does relieve a bit of pressure on Leclerc, so maybe I won't get, so maybe his pace will go up a little bit, and I won't be held so much, because Lance Stroll is 2 seconds away, and he is in the podium spots in 3rd place, so considering I started in 23rd place, I'll take a podium if I can get it. Leclerc pitting, releasing us onto Stroll. We're about 2 seconds away as we set a personal best by about 4/10 of a second. Accidentally pressed full race update. I meant to ask for a driver in front to find out about his tyres, but I failed in that aspect. Bit of a jump forward. It's just me going around China. It's not the best track ever. So, yeah. The gap has come down a little bit though. Not too much, but it's come down. And we're 4/10 up in the middle sector. And first sector combined, of course. And really starting to close up on Stroll now. We're about 1.3 seconds away. But this is the trouble because the dirty air starts to kick in about 1.5 seconds. Which is annoying. Of course, you do get a bit of a long slipstream, which can be up to 5 seconds on some tracks. But it is a bit annoying because I'm getting dirty air, and probably my strongest aspect, because I do run high wings, I get penalised really.
They're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:36.4. You're gaining by around 6/10 a lap.
And fortunate news on the tyre situation, my tyres are actually 2 laps older. And of course, running in the dirty air of another car does hurt your tyres a little bit. And he's been the one at the front of that little train, and I've been at the very back with Verstappen and Albon. So definitely an uphill battle, and more Chinese kids needed on the returfing. Not so hard of a job this time, although much harder of a job that time.
Our gap to the car in front is 1.6 seconds.
and actually pushing him through the corner, checking the front wing for maybe a little bit of damage. Thankfully, no damage. Although we can see the dirty air right there. Although pretty nice through turn 9, maybe not so nice through turn 10 though, and it begins to pull away from us, but we are pretty close to him. And we've got about 30% ERS, which definitely can be used to our advantage. And using the ERS straight away, trying to get the most out of it, because of course the lower the gear, the more effect it has pretty much. Getting very close to Stroll now. Go for the outside line. He commits the inside. Go round the outside on the hairpin, and we've got the move done. Now, and you can see right there, very happy with that. And now it's defend for my life. And 59% on the engine. I'm hoping for 10 more %. I really am. I mean, I'm not for the car's sake, but for the niceness of it. And Verstappen and Stroll, very close. They go side by side. Stroll looks for a bit of a lunge into the hairpin. He doesn't get it though. And now Verstappen, probably using ERS, goes for the move. He's got the inside line and he does make the move. And Stroll, I'm guessing getting a poor exit, drops down to 6th. And now it is definitely game on. Verstappen is definitely in a better car. But I have got a lot of ERS saved up, so hopefully that can be used to my advantage. Bit of a jump there. Makes for corny, isn't it? And Verstappen going down the inside for the hairpin, sticking to my line, but he goes for a bit of a switchback, but we still keep the position. Going a little bit on the outside though, through the next corner.
Moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
And Verstappen trying to spin me actually, and he gets the position. There's no DRS zones near, so I've got to try and push back. Making a bit of a lunge down the inside, but no, that does not work. He just brakes a little bit harder, and that's the position lost. There's not much really I can do. The dirty air is just killing me. His tyres are definitely fractured because, well, the Rebel has a better chassis. And Rebel's got better downforce and probably a bit better straight line speed. there's no way I can win, really.
Some information.
And Ocon actually out of the race. That's a bit of a surprise.
Gap to teammate behind is 48.1 seconds.
And coming into the yellow flag zone, there's Ocon just stranded on the exit of turn 2. And taking it very nicely actually through turn 6.
Bottas is up in first place. The gap to the car ahead is 2.0 seconds.
Touching the curb on the inside for turn 13. And there's a little bit of Tokyo drift, I guess. I don't know what I was doing with the throttle there. I seemed to be tapping it whilst I was braking. Definitely not helping matters. As we head on to the penultimate lap.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
And just now sort of trying to save the engine, because I want to use this engine for Zandvoort and Monaco. I really don't want to use this engine for Spain because that's pretty much a high power circuit compared to all the rest of the starting third of the races. I suppose Baku is also a bit of a power circuit as well. Now I've been looking for the outside line, giving a little bit of a push wide without making contact. And, well, I don't know what I was doing there on the straight. I just decided, well, I pretty much did the Romain Grosjean. If there wasn't, I just went straight to the side on the right, and now Albon going round our outside. We still managed to keep the position, only just though. That was very, very close. I really don't want to lose a position on the final lap. That would be, well, I mean, I've already had a bit of a heartbreak. I lost my podium, but that would be even more heartbreak to lose another position. I do of course want the money from the constructors at the end of the season because money is pretty hard to come by and I've got no idea why. I know I'm not getting one of the sponsor bonuses because I was stupid and thought it was 30 laps over the whole weekend, but no, it was practice. They're laps over the whole of practice, so not getting that anytime soon. Especially not at places like Spa, And Valtteri Bottas actually wins, so Hamilton will get second place. And I've got no doubt that Verstappen will get third. Again, another little cut there. Well, it's recording. Albon now looking, final desperate move to get fourth place. Goes into hairpin, but no, pushing wide. And really setting the engine now, coming into the final corner. Verstappen actually setting the fastest lap. And coming across the line for fourth place.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And Jeff, for some reason, not ecstatic at me getting P4. No doubts about it. Verstappen getting driver of the day, of course, starting in 22nd. And coming through to get P3.
Then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix.
I can't say that I wish it wasn't me, but
What was it that set them apart
oh well.
from the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer,
Just
but
have
the
to
truth
for
is
the
they
next
simply
race.
had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
And with this result, Bottas will move ahead of Hamilton by a matter of 4 points in the Drivers' Championship. And I've no doubt that we will move up.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Valtteri Bottas passes his rival to take over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And gaining 4 rivalry points on Lando Norris. Of course, he gets 2 for, I think, scoring points and, of course, finishing the race. And a nice chunk of acclaim for the team, and also Mick Schumacher, although we definitely are gaining. And finally, a big payout, 168,000, which will be very nice. And you didn't see, but, well, we had a bit of a failure. And just sorting out the activities. I'm going to put some aero team building and some marketing strategy, because I really do want some money. And didn't know really what I wanted to put. I ended up putting the sponsor advertisement after having a good look at what I could put in. And there we go, there's the failure. Of course it had to be the ICE durability. It just had to be. So we've got 2 failed upgrades, and we can't restart either of them because we've got no resource points. As we move into an interview with Will Buxton.
Here we are in the HQ of our newest Formula One team. We've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Your second driver seems to be getting much more comfortable with their car. Have you been focusing on their development? What are your predictions for your team going into this season?
And for this one, I wanted to answer pretty truthfully, I guess. And I think we already are a solid midfield team.
In terms of team orders, your career comes first.
And for this one, I really wanted to pick It's My Team, my rules. But, well, I ended up going for the other one, which would actually be good.
Do you think you'll be able to become a challenge to the top teams in the future?
No, mate. No, I don't think we will. But have to put on a good face for our advertisers. Well, not our advertisers, but our sponsors.
thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
Sorry about the long loading screen, they are pretty common. I'm usually pretty good at editing them out, but this one was pretty hard. And we're actually going to restart one of the upgrades we should have had, which will come in before Monaco. That's the ICE durability. And we're actually going to put some quality control on for the chassis, because I really don't like having failed upgrades. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the Dutch Grand Prix.